Hello and welcome back. We're back where we left the Mustangs last year. Our last broadcast of 2018 saw the Natrona County Mustangs come back and defeat the Cheyenneese T-Birds 21-14 on a late touchdown by Harrison Talbert, leading them to the state title game where they would defeat the Sheridan Brocs 28-14 and become your 2018 state champions. And their road to repeat begins tonight. Good evening. This is Brent Jurgensen from NCHS, Cheney Alumni Field. And we are at a beautiful 73 degrees with some breeze as we get ready to kick off the 2019 season. As we mentioned, Natrona's the defending state champs. They're going to host Cheyenne South tonight. We'll give you some updates about South, and this is the first time in a couple years Natrona's hosted South. So we'll give you the update on what their program's been doing, and also talk a little bit about Natrona. A lot of new faces for the Mustangs this fall, and they're looking to show their stuff at home in the first game of the season. Welcome to the broadcast. Again, we appreciate all of the questions about if we were going to do this again or not. We've had quite a few emails and texts and whatnot, and we're excited to be able to bring it to you again. Our administration at NC recognizes how great of a thing this is. We would love to continue this year and maybe even expand, so please keep an eye out as we go throughout the year. I'd like to thank our administration, Shannon Harris, our head principal, and Brian Honkins, our athletic director. They're both very supportive of these endeavors. Lance Madzi and his incredible NCTV students. We're not even in school yet, and they're already back at school working hard. Zach Nagy's here on the computer, giving you all the looks and updates and everything that you need. We've got guys up on the camera. Mr. Madzi as well is up there. I think Tanner's on the camera also. So just some great kids that are really committed to bringing you this game here this evening. It is about 10 minutes to kick off. A little behind. First game glitches for getting out of the locker room on time. So they're trying to figure all these things out. They got the big old bouncy house blown up down there, the tunnel for the kids to come out of. So we'll let the boys run out here, and we'll talk about the starters for Natrona as they get ready to come out. On offense tonight, the starting offensive line, all five are brand new starters. A couple guys have some experience, but all five are new to starting. So at the center, senior, number 55, Phoenix Wilson. Guards are Coulter Helm, he's a junior, and sophomore Carter Skalski. The tackles are both juniors as well. Jace George, number 53, and Phil Bergman is number 79. They'll be up front for the Mustangs. Out at the flanker and split end positions, number 89, Chase Weishart, the junior. He'll get the start tonight opposite Cooper Quigg, one of the few seniors starting tonight for NC. He'll be at the flanker position. A-back is Million Allison. He's a junior, number 14. Tight end is Vince Genatone. He's number 17. He's a sophomore, but he plays much bigger than a 16-year-old kid. He might not even be able to drive yet, but he's a good, hard-working kid, and he's getting the start at the Y tonight. In the backfield, this is where the bread and butter are for the Mustangs. Returning quarterback Harrison Talbert. He's number 12. He's a junior. Coming off a state championship in baseball this summer. Split time at the quarterback position last year, but was deadly effective with his passes and his legs. Looking forward to see what he can do with the full reins of the offense. And the returning leading scorer in the state last year, one of the best running backs, Super 25 running back, Dante Wallace, number 33, looking to continue his campaign from last year where he scored a league-leading 23 touchdowns, led the Natrona offense to being the best rushing team in the state, and obviously a state championship. Defensive starters for the Mustangs. Up front, we'll have Nick Frimmel. He's a senior, number 51. Defensive tackles will be Phoenix Wilson and Sam Jeffrey. He's a junior. The other defensive end is Jace George. Backers, all new linebackers except for Dante Wallace this year. They have David Miller. He's an outside backer, number 16. Dante Wallace is number 33. He'll be an inside backer. Dominic Braddock will get the start as an inside linebacker. He's number 30. And Vincent Genatone will get one of his first starts at outside backer. Seniors abroad in the defensive backfield, Cooper Quigg and Isaac Palomo will be your corners. Paloma returning from an injury last year. He was on pace to have a great season. Looking forward to seeing him play again. And number 24, Wilsk Jackson, will be your starting safety this evening. He had a promising start to last season, and so we're looking forward to see what he can do this evening in his first start of 2019. I do not have starters for Cheyenne South, so we're going to have to do that on the fly, but I do have some backup information on the Bison. All-time record since joining the 4A ranks. They started right away in 4A. Brand new school in 2011. Their all-time record is 9-64. They made the playoffs one time. That was in 2016, where they did lose. Their best seasons have ended in 2018, 16, and 14. They're 2-7, 3-7, and 2-7, and they've gone winless 3 times. Best ever state finish was that one playoff run in 2016 where they lost in the quarterfinals. The all-time record for Cheyenne South against Natrona County is 7-0 for the Mustangs. It has honestly been a blowout every year except for 2016. It was a 23-7 game. Other than that, every game has been 59, 62-0, 48-1, or 41-8, excuse me, 62-0 in the first year. So it's been a series dominated on the field by the Mustangs, and NC is looking to continue that this evening. Head coach for Cheyenne South is Dan Gallus. He's in his 4th year. He's 6-22. He's the winningest coach in South history. He's been coaching for 38 years, though, 110-99 overall. Taught at North Glen High School in Colorado, as well as Grand Junction and Smoky Hill High Schools. South is not flashy. They were the last passing team in 4A last year. Have some stats. We'll go over those real quick with you. Team rushing, they were number 6, and they will run the ball quite a bit. In fact, they had as many rushing attempts as Natrona did last year, but averaged 130 yards less than the Mustangs. Team passing, they were number 10 out of 10, only 53 yards a game, only 3 touchdowns through the air, and 8 interceptions. So overall, as a team offense, South was number 9 in 4A, which is where they finished with their record. Defensively, South was number 9 against the rush, number 10 against the pass, and number 9 overall, giving up over 370 yards a game, gave up 45 touchdowns, which was second only to Campbell County, forced 12 turnovers, and gave up 50 attempts per game, 7.6 yards per attempt. For Natrona County, the Mustangs enter this season with head coach Steve Harshman in his 29th season. Steve has had an incredible run here at Natrona that he looks to continue. Natrona has won 4 state championships this decade, looking to make it 5 in 2019. Last year, Natrona finished 11-1, won 35-7 over Kelly Walsh in the first round of the playoffs, defeated Cheyenne East 21-14. East was the only team to beat NC last year. And then Natrona beat Sheridan 28-14 in Laramie for the state championship. Last season, the Natrona the offense and defense were both dominant. Team rushing, number 1 in the state, 295 yards a game, 42 attempts per game with a 7-yard average per attempt. 43 touchdowns, was 10 better than number 2 Sheridan. Team passing, Natrona didn't have to pass it much, but when they did, they had a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, 18-9, had 115 yards a game, 15.2 yards per completion, which was number 1 in 4A. 1,300 total yards passing last year, and a QB efficiency rating of 154.3. Now, football folks know that QB efficiency rating is a little goofy thing, but when you're in the 150s, you're doing pretty good. Natrona was the best offensive team in the state last year, statistically beating out even Thunder Basin, averaging 410 yards a game, 7.3 yards per attempt, almost 5,000 yards on the season, and 56 points per game. Attempts per game, 39.8 points per game, tied with Thunder Basin for the best in 4A. They had 61 touchdowns last season to only 21 turnovers. Thunder Basin was second with 57 and 12. Mustangs are taking the field now for the first time in 2019. The Natrona defense last year, number 1 in the state against the rush, only giving up 81 yards a game, 2.8 yards per attempt. Didn't even allow 1,000 yards rushing last season, only 9 touchdowns on the ground. They forced and recovered 12 fumbles on the ground last year. Number 6, pass defense for the Mustangs. That's due in main part because nobody could run against them. But they still only gave up 124 yards a game, 10 yards per attempt, gave up 13 touchdowns, but had 10 interceptions. They also led 4A in sacks with 24. Team defense was number 1, Natrona, 206 yards a game, 3.9 yards per attempt, 2,400 yards overall, 13.2 points a game, and they gave up 22 touchdowns. So that's your rundown of the stats from last season. Now we are focused on this season. Mustang Marching Band taking the field. They'll be playing the national anthem for us. Supposed to have about 1 minute till game time. Doesn't look like that's going to quite happen. That's okay. Great turnout tonight. Stands in front of us are full. Good student section. We had our verification earlier this week for all of our students. Almost 1,800 students will be at Natrona County this fall. Incredible numbers. We have a huge freshman class, over 530, and 70 of them plus are playing football. So about 170 kids out for the football team this year. That's a big, long line down that goal line as the Mustangs remove their helmets and place them under their left arm. The second oldest junior ROTC company in the United States of America at Natrona County High School will be presenting the colors for Sean Weiss's band, over 110 strong. Just in the band alone, they will be playing the national anthem this evening, also providing halftime entertainment. Once again, we'd like to welcome you to Cheney Alumni Field for the first game of the 2019 season, featuring the Cheyenne South Bison and the Natrona County Mustangs. At this time, we will let you hear the Fighting Mustang Marching Band play your national anthem. As is the tradition across the country, and especially at Natrona County High School, the fans remain standing as the flag is retired. The band will exit the field, and we will get starting introductions for both teams. Looks like we have a slight breeze coming out of the north, and there's a little storm to the north. It's been pretty warm this week, so anybody that's from Casper knows those evening storms are frequent. So hopefully we can avoid that this evening. Excellent job again by the Mustang Marching Band. They've been working hard all week, trying to find ways to weave around teachers coming back to school, getting ready for work. And they were well prepared. They got in here tonight. Great barbecue this evening. Welcoming everybody back to school. As I mentioned, I don't have starters for Cheyenne South, so we'll have to wing that as we go. And it looks like they might even have to do captains here before we get going. So the normal things that usually take place about 6:30 or 6:15 are going to be taking place right now, so we have a little extra time to go. One big change in high school football this year, rule-wise, is the removal of the 25-second clock. Now, there still is a clock, but it's at the 40 seconds, and it will begin once the ball is placed after the play before. So similar to college and NFL rules, they're trying to speed up the game a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see if there are any issues with clock management or getting that ball placed and ready to go. But otherwise, I think all of the rules are still the same. I'm looking forward to a good season. I can give you a quick recap of any scores. Some game started at 6 o'clock this evening, so we'll try to get you updated. Cheyenne East is hosting Campbell County this evening. The Thunderbirds look to be a big-time contender. Kelly Walsh started at 6 o'clock this evening. They lead the Laramie Plainsmen 25-7, that game in the second quarter. The Cheyenne Central Indians are in Gillette tonight, taking on the Thunder Basin Bolts. Many people believe that Thunder Basin is the team to beat in 4A this year. They have plenty of returning starters, and those starters are talented. In Sheridan this evening, Rock Springs made the long bus trip up to take on the Bronx. Sheridan leads 17-0, that game in the second quarter. And we are about ready for kickoff and introductions here at Cheney Alumni Field. Ryan Sorensen, David Miller, Nick Frimmel, and Cooper Quigg, the captains for the Mustangs this evening. So I believe Natrona won the toss. Excuse me, South won the toss and deferred. So Natrona's going to take the ball, and South is going to take the breeze while it's still blowing towards the south. Always got to take the wind when you can. As I mentioned before, Steve Harshman's 29th season taking care of the Mustangs.
Let's take a moment to introduce the South High Bison starting defense.
Coaching staff remains
Right defensive end, number 8
mostly the same.
at nose guard.
A few new additions this year.
Griffin Pulaski, left tackle, defensive end, Christian Martinez. Strong safety, number 35, Tammy Van Tassel. At Mike linebacker, number 9, Joe Hansen. Number 23, Michael Mascareas.
So we'll get the offensive starters for Natrona County as they shoot through the tunnel there and head down to senior Wilsk Jackson. Well, the first two games of the season, based on the results from last year, Natrona is facing the two teams that did not make the playoffs last year in their first two games. And considering the relative inexperience of the players up front, it could be a blessing for the Mustangs as they get their feet wet and get started with the season. I believe South has about 25 to 30 freshmen out and about 40 upperclassmen. So they continue to work on building their numbers. They appear to be a little bit smaller up front. Not many of their players are over 200 pounds. They will be well coached, however. They're going to try to control the ball this evening as best they can. Try try to run on this excellent Natrona defense. Tyrone Fitchie, still the defensive coordinator for the Mustangs. Sean Eisenrich, the offensive coordinator for Natrona County.
Tackles, a 6'4", 207-pound junior, number 53, Jace George.
Jace George getting his first start, the 6'4", 207-pound junior. Phil Bergman, the other tackle, as we mentioned before, he's 6'6", 276. His older brother played at Eastern Michigan, Big Pete. And they call, I think Phil is now Big Phil. When you're 6'6", you can be Big Phil. All right, the guards in the middle for the Mustangs. 61, Coulter Helm. He is 6'1", 205. And Carter Skalski, the sophomore, he's 5'11", 202. And Phoenix Wilson, senior starter, he's 5'11", 221. So a big opportunity for those guys up front tonight. The only starting senior is Phoenix Wilson up there. So we'll see if they can get on the sled and start pushing some guys around. It is 7:06, so a little late on the start. Good things come to those who wait, and we are about ready to go. So once again, thank you for joining us. Welcome to Cheney Alumni Field, NCHS, where the Mustangs start a brand new season. They wouldn't call it repeating. They just want to see if they can win it again. It's a different story, different kids, with the same goal in mind. First one on, last one off, down in Laramie. All right, taking care of the kicking duties this evening for Cheyenne South. Looks like we've got number 7, Adrian Reynolds. He's a 5'7", 129-pound sophomore. The Bison sporting new helmet decals this year. They look pretty cool. I think they look pretty cool. I don't know what Zach thinks, but I think they look pretty cool. Supposed to be bison horns. Yeah, see how they curl up there? Pretty cool. All right, 2019, and we are off and running. The kick by Reynolds down to the 10-yard line. Returned there by Wills Jackson. He's got a hole up the left side, and he'll be all the way out. The ball marked at the 34-yard line. So about a 24-yard return for Wilsk. And here comes the Mustangs offense. No doubt that Natrona has some serious firepower back there. Will they have the time and space they need to get the ball? And I guarantee they certainly will. All right, here we go. Million Allison in that A-back. Talbert looks like he's going to play fake to Dante Wallace, moving upfield. He's going across the middle. Cooper Quigg caught the ball at the 36-yard line, down to the 20, 10, fighting to get to the 2-yard line. First down on a huge catch and run. Great play call. Talbert had all the time he needed. The backside post on the first play of the game gives Natrona a 60-yard plus play to Cooper Quigg. Unsure what the referee said there, but they're going to have to get a sub in. Boy, and just like that, Natrona is on the 1-yard line. High snap. There's the inside handoff to Wallace, and he is in for the touchdown. 2 plays, and Wallace is already in the end zone. Fantastic pass by Talbert to Cooper Quigg. Sets up the 1-yard touchdown run by Dante Wallace. And just like that, the Mustangs lead. That took 31 seconds. I don't even know if you can call that a scoring drive. 2 plays. That's a scoring pounce. Sorensen with the PAT. 11:29 left, first quarter. Natrona County leads the South High Bison 7-0. Well, if you're looking for a good start up front, that's what the Mustangs wanted. Great play call on first down there. Everybody expected Wallace to get the ball. Great protection. Halbert attacked the line of scrimmage, found Quigg on the backside. Wide open. Coop almost scored on the first play of the game. All right, handling the kickoff duties for Natrona this year. I can't quite see a number. I think it's number 5, Ben Hoppins. He's a junior. It's listed as Ryan Sorensen, but that doesn't look like Ryan to me. Yep, it's Ben Hoppins. All right, kickoff team lined up. Looks like Kari Wright and Devin Simmons back to return for the South Bison. And after Simmons bobbles the snap, he goes nowhere and is tackled at the 10-yard line. And the Bison will begin their 2019 campaign on offense deep in their own territory. Great kick by Ben Hoppins. And here comes the Mustang defense. Quigg and Palomo at the corners. Wilkes Jackson playing safety. Genitone and Miller, the outside backers. Braddock and Wallace inside. Possible pressure from Wallace here. Motion to the left-hand side and nothing happening on the inside handoff. Ball is given to number 9, Joe Hansen. He's a 5'11", 185-pound senior. Plays fullback. Braden Hughes, the 5'6", 150-pound sophomore, is the starting quarterback for South. Just finishing those starters once again for NC. Frimmel and George are your defensive ends, and Phoenix Wilson and Sam Jeffrey, who I believe made that last tackle, are at D tackle. Outside toss to number 25. That's going to be Jaden Cummings. He's got some good speed. He's 5'10", 149-pound junior. Gain of 4 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6. Freshmen on their program and raffle ticket selling detail. They're out and about this evening. Crowd still filling in. Nice crowd tonight. All right, first third down of the season for the Natrona defense. Looks like Wallace might be bringing pressure, and so will Genitone. Quarterback's going to keep it. He's got some room up the sideline, and he's going to have the first down. Good tackle by Wilson Jackson and Isaac Palomo, but not until Hughes picks up about 12 and gains a first down. As I mentioned in the pregame, South only threw the ball about 3 times a game last year, so don't expect any flash from them They're going to try to ground and pound, kind of the old wishbone offense here. Or actually more of an Air Force option. All right, looks like a follow by Hughes is going to be drugged down from behind. That's Wilson. And Jace George on the tackle. Good downfield pursuit. Dominic Braddock in on the tackle as well. Gain of 2. 2nd and 8. Play clock's already down to 18, so that 40-second clock, you can already tell, is speeding up the game just a little bit. 2 wingbacks, no tight ends for South. Hughes. Possible inside give, which is going nowhere. Joe Hansen got that ball again, and he had nowhere to go. In fact, he lost a yard on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and 9. From the South, 31. Sam Jeffrey and Jace George on the play. Jesse Rave came in at outside linebacker for a minute, and then Vince Genatone goes right back in. .805 and counting. First quarter. Natrona County leads 7-0. 3rd and 9. Toss outside. That's going to Jaden Cummings, and he's going nowhere. Great tackle by Palomo and Genatone on the edge. A gain of about 3 or 4, but is going to end up with a 4th down as a result. So it was the game speed that you have to get used to. So 1 first down out of that, not too bad. Cooper Quigg back deep for the Mustangs, as well as Isaac Palomo. Brandon Hughes, the quarterback, he is also the punter. And it looks like South is going to be flagged for an illegal substitution, or 12 men on the field. So it just moves the ball back 5 yards. Again, that 40-second clock means you're going to have your substitutions ready, getting those guys in and out of the game pretty quickly in order to be effective. All right, only 1 gunner for South. Snap is good. Hughes gets it, and he booms it. It goes right to Quigg. He's going to field it at his own 32. He's got Palomo leading up. Quigg up to the 50 and out at the South 48. 49-yard line. So Natrona begins their second possession of the game on the South side of the 50. Just under 7 minutes left, first quarter. Quick update of scores. We're going to Wild Preps for this. They have a new system for their scores this year. So once I got that figured out, I think we're okay. Well, maybe it's figured out. So Campbell County is down 7-0 to Cheyenne East. I said earlier that Kelly Walsh was up 25-7. Apparently that score is wrong. It looks like it's 14-all at halftime down in Laradice. Thunder Basin up 9-0 on Central still, and Sheridan leads Rock Springs 17-0. All right, high snap. Here's the give to Wallace. He's got some room on the outside. Quigg's out in front blocking for him, but Wallace is out around the outside. He's to the 20, the 5, and down at the 3. A 46-yard gain on the outside run to Wallace. Great job up front. Made one guy miss. Great blocking out front by Cooper Quigg. Wallace got it down to about the 3.5-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal, Mustangs. Snap to Talbert. He gives it off to Wallace. Stutter steps, and he's into the end zone for a 2nd touchdown of the season. 6 more for the Mustangs, with 6:29 left in the first quarter. NC leads 14-0. The 3-yard run. After the 46-yard run, that was all Wallace. Good blocking up front. Good cutback by Wallace. Sorensen on to attempt the PAT. It is up. And it is good. So 2 possessions, 4 plays, 2 touchdowns. Mustangs with well over 100 yards of team offense so far, and 2 touchdowns on 4 plays. That's about as good a start as you can get offensively. The NCHS Booster Club this evening is raising funds for a student athlete up in Powell, Wyoming. His name is Ethen Asher. And if you check our description for NCTV, down below you will see the Ethen Asher Benevolence Fund. That will take you to the New Life Church of Powell, a community I'm very familiar with. A lot of great people up there. Just a terrible accident that left Ethen Asher, who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Powell Panthers this year. He's in the hospital and recovering, but it's going to be a long road for him. So our booster club is taking donations for the family this evening. We encourage you to visit that website and donate on his behalf, and hope for a quick recovery for Ethen. Just a tough event, but as I was speaking with someone from Powell today, Wyoming is kind of like just one big city where everybody kind of acts like they don't get along, but we do a pretty good job of taking care of each other. So thanks for your support on that. All right, the kickoff goes to Devin Simmons, and he's going to be stuck at the 17-yard line by 17. Sophomore Vincent Genitone. Great play by Vince. I had him in class last year. I think he made that play based on some awesome history he got last year. Just kidding. He's a great player without me. So Genitone with a great tackle. He's 6 foot, 177 pounds. And he is solid, folks. He's going to be a player for Wallace and Hayworth on the tackle. I'm not seeing Hayworth on my 2 deep. So I'll make sure that we get his stats up here for you soon. All right, there's some motion, but it looks like it's going to be a false start on the Bison. Yeah. That'll take the Bison back 5. We'll make it 2nd and 11. To be able to bring you the broadcast again this year from NCHS. Hoping to expand our coverage outside of football this year, so keep posted. Oh my goodness, looks like a pass possibly. It is, and nearly intercepted by Isaac Palomo. Great coverage, good pressure there by Vincent Genitone. Well, mark that if you're scoring at home. That's pass number 1. Can't imagine we'll see too many more of those, but South might have to do that just to back the pressure off from up front. Good to see Miss Foster. Hope things are well down in Texas, Bonnie. Thanks for joining us this evening. So 3rd down and 10. 3rd down and 12. Looks like Hughes is going to keep it himself, and he's got some room. And he is off to the races up the middle. Palomo is going to be the only guy that can catch him if he can. Great tackle. Good hustle by Palomo, but that is a big gain from the 18-yard line all the way down to the Mustang 13. So a 70-plus yard gain puts South in Natrona territory. South subs in Leandre Ray. He's a 5'9", 143-pound sophomore. A lot of sophomores playing for the Bison this evening. Hughes back under center. Alex Soto behind him. A little confusion up front, making sure the ball is set. Looks like the old QB follow play. Teams that run this kind of offense. So as I mentioned in the pregame, the clock issues. There'll be a few at the beginning here. Everybody will get that figured out. All right, Hughes back under center. 1st and 10. And he's back to pass again. Ball thrown up over the middle. And it is nearly intercepted by Cooper Quigg. Going for Leandre Ray. Cooper and Wilson Jackson back making the play. Bison have some big receivers. Number 48, Kobe Bartow. He's 6'2", 140 pounds. He's a junior. Enters the game. He's going to be split off to the left-hand side. Looks like Palomo's got him one-on-one. Wouldn't be surprised to see the ball be lobbed up over there. All right, Hughes motions the back in the backfield. Looks like it's Hughes going to keep it. Going off that left-hand side. After a gain of about 6. Number 57, Alex Hayworth on the tackle. Alex is a junior, 5'11", 242 pounds. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 from just inside the Natrona 10. About the 8.5-yard line. 3:46 left in quarter number 1. Hughes tosses outside. Simmons has got it down to the 5 and touchdown, but it looks like there's a flag on the play. Jaden Cummings took the toss and cut it back up. Looked like a good play, but that flag came from very deep. We'll have to see what the call is.
Jaden Cummings with the touchdown.
Usually from when it's back behind the line of scrimmage, that's going to be a hold. So the spot of the foul also matters. And it is holding on South. So the penalty removes the touchdown for South. One of the few that they've earned over the series against NC. The 10-yard spot foul moves the ball back to the South 17. So still 3rd down. Motion. Hughes is going to keep it again. Looks like the same play that he got a big gain on. Just to the other side. He's met down at the 5-yard line. It depends on how much progress they give him. Tackle made by Palomo. And Cooper Quigg going to be just short of a 1st down, but it's less than a yard, so there's no doubt South will keep it here. So Hughes with 2 good runs this series has the ball inside the Mustang 5. Good opportunity for that front 5 of the Mustangs to get in here. Wouldn't be surprised to see a sweep again. Hughes, inside handoff. The give is to Jaden Cummings. Excuse me, it's not Cummings. It's Alex Soto, the 5'11", 176-pound senior with the 1st down.
Nice goal line stand for the Mustangs. Isaac Palomo.
So 1st and goal now for the Bison. 2:20 and counting remaining here 1st quarter. Natrona leads 14-0, but Cheyenne South is looking to cut that lead in half. Hughes under center, and it's a delay of game. Again, this is going to be a tough tough adjustment for coaches and players early in the season. That is a big penalty. So that moves South back to the 8.5-yard line. It's going to change your play call. It's like 23, Michael Mascarenas, the 5'11", 188-pound junior in at wide receiver. More of a tight end look. He's off that left-hand side. So we'll try it again. First and goal, Hughes. South on the Natrona 8. There goes Simmons. He's outside, and it looks like he got across the pylon. Touchdown, South. Jaden Cummings with an 8-yard touchdown run. First touchdown of the season for the South Bison. Cummings is an excellent overall athlete. South's going to run the swinging gate. Looks like there's a flag on the play. But Cummings with the 8-yard touchdown run. Put 6 points on the board for South. Illegal substitution on the Mustangs this time. So put the ball on the 1.5-yard line. And we'll do it again. You don't see the swinging gate very often. They haven't reset the ball based on the penalty. It has to be at the 1.5. There we go. I didn't catch where the crew was from this evening, our officiating crew. Reset the play clock, and we'll try it again. So Alex Soto, the halfback, he's going to take it and try and get up the middle. He tosses the ball back. That's going to be a dead play there. Can't advance a 2-point conversion in high school. So the PAT is no good. But South, with a couple big runs by Hughes, capped off by a 8-yard touchdown run by Jaden Cummings, makes the score 14-7 with 1:59 remaining in the first quarter. Try to get you some updated results from our sports teams, NC sports teams around the state. We had the Bear Trap Invite. The cross country kids the Phillies opened their state title defense on the Casper Mountain today. I have not seen results yet, but I'll see if I can find those for you at halftime. The Natrona golf teams have been playing for a few weeks now. The boys won their tournament yesterday, I believe, or today. And the Phillies placed second. Phillies volleyball down in Cheyenne this weekend, opening with a tournament. They played at 2, 3:30, and 5:30 today, so we'll try to get some scores from there. Just updates from 4A football. Cheyenne East leads Campbell County 20-0. Still a halftime score of 14-all in Laramie between Kelly Walsh and the Plainsmen. We'll get other scores as we go. All right, Palomo, he receives the kick at his own 8. He's got a nice seam up the middle. Can he break it? He's got one guy to beat. He's off to the 50, the opposite 45, and down at the 42-yard line. Boy, that is something that Palomo was great at last year, and the Mustangs dearly missed when he went out with an injury. A great return by Isaac. Senior sets up the Mustangs on the 42 of Cheyenne South. So the second drive NC will begin on the Bison side of the 50. Thunder Basin still leads Central. That's 9-0 in the first quarter. I'll try to update these. And then Sheridan still leads Rock Springs 17-0. That game in the third up in Sheridan. All right, Talbot has got 2 receivers each side. Quick pass. It's going out to Million Allison. Allison has the ball at the 40. Cuts it up and inside to the 36. So about a 6-yard gain. Not quite a bubble screen, but a bubble route for Million. Nice pass by Talbot. Good protection up front. Genetones off to the right, as are 2 other receivers. Inside Gibbs going to go to Wallace. He cuts it back, and he's going to fall forward to the 34-yard line of South, but we do have a flag on the play. Looks like the penalty is going to be on the Mustangs. Legal formation on the Mustangs negates the first down run. Moves the ball back to the original line of scrimmage at the South 42. So 2nd and 10. Three receivers to the right of Talbot. Snap. Inside give to Wallace. He's got a big hole up the middle. Cuts it back. He's at the 30. The 20. One man to beat at the 10. A big hit there by 35. I don't have 35 on the roster for Cheyenne South. So that was a great play. Good tackle by him. But another big run by Wallace gets the ball all the way down to the South 10-yard line. 32-yard rush for Wallace. Great blocking up front by the offensive line there. He wasn't touched until he got to about the 15-yard line. So Weishart out to the left. Talbert's going to bring Genetone in motion. Sets up on the left-hand side. That's not Genetone. That's 11. Wide open in the flat is Million Allison. Touchdown Mustangs. Flag on the play. Looks like that one might come back as well, but boy, that was wide open. Avery Cox. Looks like he caught that ball. There was no one in the flat covering Avery Cox. Well, just felt a raindrop here in the press box. Oh, there's another one. That's a trend, Zach. So the result of the play is a first down that negates the touchdown. So that, again, the holdings are a spot foul. It's going to move it back to the Natrona 14. Again, there's just going to be some issues with the clock, and then they get it started here. 25-second clock. All right, so the penalty looks like a holding penalty outside. It negates the touchdown. So three receivers to the left of Tower. It looks like he's going to hand it off to Wallace. There's no one there for South. Wallace has all the room in the world, cuts it back, and he's going to be tackled at the 3-yard line. But again, great blocking up front for Wallace. He gets it down to the 3. About a 13-yard gain on the play. 14 seconds left, first quarter, and it looks like the Mustangs are going to get some water and take a second crack at the end zone, but we're going to move to the south side. So at the end of one quarter, plenty of offense in game one of the 2019 season. And Natrona knocking on the door in the second quarter, leading 14-6. Let you enjoy the sounds of the Mustang Marching Band here for just a moment. There's Coach Hill. Coach Hill press box, he's here watching his Mustangs this evening. So we'll be right back with the start of the second quarter. All right, welcome back to second quarter action from Cheney Alumni Field. Mustangs on the south 3-yard line to begin the second quarter. All right. So the bunch formation for Natrona. 3 receivers off to the right. Wallace stands behind Talbert. Talbert takes the snap. Inside handoff goes to Wallace. He bounces. Oh, no, he keeps it himself. Pulls it. Fooled me for sure for the easy touchdown. Untouched. Into the end zone. I don't think the crowd realized that we were starting the second quarter there. I'm not sure anybody else did either. So the 3-yard run by Talbert is going to be followed by the PAT attempt from Sorensen. Quigg to hold. Snap's good. Ball's down, and the PAT is good. So Sorensen's extra point adds to the 6th score by Talbert. Talbert's first touchdown of the season. The 3-yard run makes it 21-6. Mustangs. 6 seconds into the second quarter. Updating the score from Sheridan. Again, thanks to Wild Preps. The Tigers from Rock Springs are on the board. Now they trail the Bronx by 10. Score 17-7. New head coach Mark Lenhart down in Rock Springs, former coach at Torrington, moving up to 4A. Rock Springs has some good players, and look for the Tigers to be certainly contending soon. Thunder Basin hosts Cheyenne Central. The Indians trail the Bolts 23-0. That game at halftime. Kelly Walsh and Laramie still tied at 14 that game in the third quarter. And East still leads Campbell County 20-0. All right. Ben Hoppins to kick off. Ball is caught at the 12-yard line. And a cut back, but nowhere to go. Great tackle by the senior David Miller. Kari Wright, also a senior on the return there, that went for about 2. All right, so after a successful drive last time, South is looking to repeat on the legs of Braden Hughes. Just a sophomore. He's got some guys behind him, though. Cummings, the touchdown earner last time, is off to the right. The ball's given to Kari Wright, and he is tackled in the backfield. Flag down on the play. That was thrown by the head official. That looks like it's going to be holding again. Dante Wallace and Nick Frimmel in on the tackle. Flag is at the 16-yard line. Illegal block. That's a 15-yard personal foul, so that is going to be half the distance to the goal, putting the ball all the way back at the South 7. That will make it 1st and 22 or 23 for South. The traditional 4-man front for the Mustangs. They've been in this 4-4 for nearly 2 decades now. Cummings in motion. The inside handoff is given to 9, I believe, Joe Hansen. And Hansen takes it for about a 5-yard gain off that right side, up to about the 13 of South. So that'll bring up 2nd and a little more than 15 for the Bison. I think we're good on the rain, Zach. We're going to open the window back up. It is beautiful. All right, Hughes, 2nd down, motion. Fakes the inside handoff and is met quickly there by Braddock. Nice play by the junior, Dominic. Oh, excuse me, that was number 20. Matt Ellison, the senior at outside backer, making the play. That was a great play. It's kind of hard to see Hughes. He's only 5'6". He fakes that inside handoff and then tries to come around the other side. That's what burned the Mustangs last drive. So quick adjustment leaves South with a 3rd and 15 from their own 14. Inside pressure, Hughes back to pass. Looks deep over the middle, and it is intercepted by Wills Jackson. He's got it at the 20. Cuts back across the field, down to the 10, the 5, touchdown Mustangs! Wills Jackson with the pick 6. Great job of staying deep there by Jackson. Hughes had a little time, stepped into it, looked like he had a man open, but Wills came right over the top. Made a great play, cut it back up the middle about the 15-yard line, and scores. That's what you need seniors to do. Sorensen has the PAT up, and it is good again. 4 for 4 for Rhino with 10:02 left in the second quarter. Jackson picks the ball off at the 35 and returns it all the way for a touchdown, taking the score to 28-6 for the Mustangs. Well, that'll make Coach Fitzy real happy. Always want to get turnovers, but boy, when they turn into instant points, that's even better. Great play by the senior Jackson. So within about a minute, well, 2 minutes, I'll say, Natrona scores back-to-back and pushes that 14-6 lead up to 28-6. Mustang marching band warming up on the far sideline, getting ready for their introductory halftime show. All right. Ben Hoppins, the junior, kicks off again. Ball is caught at the 10-yard line. That's Adrian Reynolds, and he's going to be stopped at the 12. It might give him forward progress a little bit further, but again, great coverage there. Number 25, Jesse Rabe. And Genitone in on the tackle as he returns to his outside backer position. And South will begin its next possession on its own 14. And a long time we've used to Natrona kickers kicking that ball off into the end zone. But if you have a good coverage team and you can kick that ball down to the 10 or inside it and force the team to return the ball, it's actually even more beneficial starting on the inside of the 20. Oh, looks like we might have a false start or a delay on South. Again, South not that big up front. Looks like one of their bigger players is Griffin Belowski. He's a 5'9", 212-pound senior. And he is one of only 3 or 4. It looks like 6, actually, that'll tip the scales over 200 pounds. And it's not that Natrona's all that big, but they certainly are a little bit bigger. All right, so the 5-yard penalty moves it back to the South 8. Motion again. And the inside handoff is given to Hansen, I believe. But not much doing there as a swarm of Mustangs take him down. 52 and 53. Jace George and Sam Jeffrey on that right side taking care of the short runs. 2nd and 14, maybe 14 and a half for the Bison inside their own 10. 9:18 to go, second quarter. Clock's rolling. Hughes with the motion. He's going to return back to the other side, and he makes a good play. You know, he might not get credit for the tackle, but that was a big-time play. I can't quite see the number yet. Might have been Nick Frimmel. Yes, Nick Frimmel. He's not going to get credit for the tackle, but he certainly slowed Hughes down. If you're familiar with the Rock Springs offense, it's that the triple option with the 2 wingbacks, and they'll motion back and forth, as you can see. Sometimes that back will motion in and come right back out, try to get the outside linebacker to move. And that can create a gap for the quarterback, and I believe that's probably where Hughes dinged the Mustangs earlier in the first. So 3rd and 11 after the gain of about 3. A good gain on 3rd down on the counter. Tackle made by Braddock, but that's not until after Kari Wright, the senior running back, takes the counter play, advances out to the 25, and gets South another first down. I believe that's their 4th of the game. Mustang and Philly tennis players joining the crowd. They were in action at home today. All right, so 1st and 10 for South. Hughes is going to keep it himself. And a good hustle play by the Mustang defense. Genitone over-penetrated just a little bit, but got enough of a hand on Hughes to pull him down. That looked like an awkward tackle for him. But great swarming defense by the rest of the Mustangs to clean up that play. Robert Douglas in on the tackle. First time we've called his name. Robert, he's number 4. He's a 5'9", 137-pound junior. But he is quick. Look to see him on offense as well. All right, motion by South. Oh, confusion up the middle. Hughes is going to keep it. He bounces out, actually going to make something out of the play. Gets a gain of about 5 yards on a broken play. Jackson on the tackle. going to bring up 3rd and 5 from the South 30. There's the inside handoff by Hughes. That goes to Jaden Cummings. And quickly the Mustang defense closes that hole, and there's nothing doing. So the touchdown earner for the South Bison is tackled by Wallace and Braddock and brings up 4th down. So the second punt of the evening for South. 4th and 4. Hughes is the punter, the quarterback. Always got to watch for a fake. Quigg and Palomo back just on. Oh, and there it is. There's Hughes making the run for it. It's going to have to be making a play, and David Miller does a great job of forcing him outside. And the final tackle looks like it was made by Nick Frimmel. So great hustle play by David Miller on the fake. Phoenix Wilson in on the tackle as well. That's that rugby punt. You can, if you think you've got it, you can go. And just about a yard short for Hughes. Gives the Mustangs the ball on the Bison side of the 50 again. 3rd time in a row for Natrona County. So Talbert, who hasn't seen the field much this second quarter, leads the offense back out with 5:31 left, second quarter. Maybe take a shot here. Mylan Allison, there he goes. Talbert's back. He's looking deep. He's got Million Allison, excuse me. He was open. Not sure if he stopped on his route there or if they were making an adjustment for Talbert to scramble. They were definitely taking their shot. A little confusion in the backfield, in the secondary, excuse me, for the Bison. He's going to bring up 2nd down. So 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. Talbert steps up, he's got a little pressure, and he's going to escape. And this is where he's going to show his speed. He can run down to the 20, 15, and out at the 16-yard line. He makes it look easy. A 20-yard gain, and he barely broke a sweat. Great job evading the pressure up the middle. And another 1st down for Natrona County. Braxton Bundy in the backfield for the Mustangs. He's number 22. The junior certainly has some speed, and he put on some weight this summer. He looks good walking around out there in his pads. He's ready to rock and roll. He's back in pass pro again. Talbert looking for the corner just a bit outside. The intended receiver was Avery Cox. The incomplete stops the clock with 5:10 left in the second quarter. All right, so back on the middle hash. Talbert and the Mustang offense, 2nd and 10. In the middle of the field, here's going to Bundy up the middle. It's jump cut. Cuts it back up the middle, just inside the 5-yard line. He's going to have a 1st down to the 3-yard line. And Bundy can move. He's a hockey player. You saw those quick hockey feet on that jump cut. And again, it's not about necessarily pushing guys up front for the Mustangs. If you can cover bodies up front, you can give those guys room to move. And Natrona has plenty of them. They have plenty of guys that can do some damage with the ball. There's no lack of talent there. Looks like Michael Mascarenas is the injured Bison being helped off the field. Hopefully please. Okay. Just over 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Trying to find volleyball scores. We're not getting any from Cheyenne. We'll get you an update as soon as we hear those. Cooper Quigg motions in. Talbert, he's going to pitch it out to Bundy. He's got some room on the outside, and he's wide open into the end zone. Touchdown. Great block on the edge. I'm not sure if that was Genatone or... I think it was Genatone. He and Phil Bergman absolutely dominated the corner, and there's Bundy's first touchdown at the varsity level for the Mustangs. And with the band over on the practice field, it's up to the cheerleaders to get the school song going. They're doing a good job down there. Sorensen's PAT is no good. Pulled it left, had a little pressure. So the missed PAT with 4:43 left in the second quarter. After the 3-yard touchdown run by Bundy, makes the score 34-6 in favor of Natrona. Darker clouds rolling in, and maybe I opened the window again too soon, but we're going to tough it out this time. It's too nice out there. All right, score updates. East lead Campbell County 28-0, that game in the second. Laramie now leads Kelly Walsh. They're up 17-14, that game in the third. Thunder Basin 23-0 over Central, that game at half. And now in the fourth quarter, Sheridan still leads Rock Springs 14-7. Let's go to the WHSAA and see if we can get some scores from different classifications. Rollins defeated Lyman. That is Class 3A, 33-2. A lot of games in progress with no score. Try to find some with a score. Riverton hosting the Powell Panthers. Riverton leads 10-7. That game in the second quarter. Star Valley, the defending 3A state champions, they're playing in Idaho this evening against Summit Academy. They lead 14-0. Jackson Hole also playing an Idaho team. They lead Teton High School 26-13. That game in the second quarter. Ben Hoppins' kick is fielded at the 24, and there is nothing going on. Great hit and tackle by number 61. Coulter Helm. Coulter's getting some playing time on the offensive line. That was a big-time tackle from the big fella. Coulter, he's 6'1", 205, and there was nothing doing on the return once he got it. So the second best field position for South. 4:39, second quarter. Wide receivers to either side, both wing backs as well. Motion by Cummings. Inside handoff. Nope, it's a keeper by Hughes, and he is swarmed under at the 29. No gain. Actually, maybe a gain of 1. Yeah, now I'm getting just enough. Okay, there we go. It's getting all over my notepad. Can't write anything. That's okay. So gain of just over a yard for South. Brings up 2nd and 9. Right about the 4-minute mark. In the first half. Hughes. Tight end to his right. Looks like he's going to give it off the right side. That is Kari Wright. He's got a little running room. And out to the 44-yard line for another first down. Palomo on the tackle. You know, South averaged 4 yards a carry last year. They might be averaging 4 yards a carry this evening. They're doing a great job. Wright's a returning starter. He was a big timer on the defensive side of the ball for The Bison led the Bison in defensive points with nearly 100. Hughes with the fake inside, and he's got it up the middle, and he is quick. The sophomore with the 17-yard gain, back-to-back first downs for the Bison, puts the ball inside the Mustang 40. So while Hughes is just a 10th grader, he's surrounded by seniors. Soto, the senior running back, had 57 yards a game last year, first-team all-conference player. Hunter Scott, the tight end, 89. He split off to your right now. He was a second-team all-conference tight end, first-team defensive end. Averaged nearly 20 yards a game receiving. New formation for the Bison here. It's going to be an inside handoff. Nope, the fake, and Hughes is going to keep it. Genito nearly made the play in the backfield. Hughes spins again, and that's going to be a late hit on Genito. Well, Vince plays all out. He's got to make sure that he's not making late hits there. That was a good play by Hughes to get out of it. Spun up to about the 34 of Natrona, but we're going to add 15 on to that. So that's going to put the ball inside the Mustang 20 at the 19-yard line. So 1st and 10 after the penalty. Hughes played as a freshman last year. He was primarily a kick returner. Obviously, starting quarterback tonight, and he's doing a great job of managing this South offense. All right, tight end to the right side, wings on either side. Hughes. Wilson in motion. It's going to be the handoff outside, and that goes to right, and he is going nowhere. At least a 5, if not a 6-yard loss. Flag on the play. The Marcarius Wright had nowhere to go on that one. And again, this one was thrown by the white hat, so that might be a holding again. Looks like a face mask on South. That's a very rare penalty on an offensive side. So 2 15-yard penalties in 3 plays, one on each team, puts the ball back at the Natrona 40. And now we're going to have a false start on South. So South is looking at a 1st and 31 from the Natrona 40, and that's offsides on the Mustangs. So 1st and 26 now. This is where the math gets fun. .220 and running left in the first half. Receivers split to each side, so are the wings. Motion in the backfield, that's Cummings, and he gets the toss, and he's got some room to the outside. He's got some excellent speed. Good tackle by Cooper Quigg, but not after a solid 15-yard gain. Down at the 21. So now it's 2nd and just under 12. This is on the south side of the Natrona 20-yard line. Good chance for the Mustang defense to get a stop right before half. Hughes underneath. He's going to drop back to pass. Pressure comes, and he is sacked. There wasn't any protection, and I don't know if he could have got it off anyway. Great tackle there. Looks like Nick Frimmel and David Miller will combine on the sack. That's going to be a loss of nearly 5, putting the ball back at the 25 and leads to a South timeout. That's their first timeout of the half, leaving them with 2. That was a big play by the Mustangs. That puts it 3rd down now. Just over 15 yards to go. About 3rd and 16. 1:11 left on the clock. We'll let you enjoy the halftime show for the Mustang Marching Band. So right is the wing to the left. Cummings off to the right. Cummings in motion. And it's an inside handoff to right again. They had a big gainer on this play last time, but it's not going nearly as far on this go round. Good gang tackling defense from the Mustangs. It was a solid game of about 3 or 4. But it's going to bring up 4th down, and Natrona's going to take a timeout. Coach Harshman going to try to get the ball back before halftime. So we'll see what South does. They've already run a fake punt this evening. Unsure of what their kicking game looked like last year. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. So 2 timeouts remaining for each squad. All right, the officials trying to bring the teams back out onto the field. Under a minute now. 58 seconds left, first half. And South is going to bring out Adrian Reynolds. He handles the kickoff duties for the Bison. And he is going to try to attempt. See where he puts his tee. Just inside the 28. So a 38-yard field goal attempt by South. And it is up and no good. Well, it looked like it had the distance. Might have been just to the right. I thought that one might have been blocked up the middle. There was some pressure, but they got the kick off. And just short. Boy, it looked like it had a real chance there. So now we'll see if the Mustangs try to go to a hurry-up. Do they run their 2-minute offense? This is a great place to do it. You want to see if you can get a first down quickly and then run it. If you remember the semifinal against Cheyenne East last year, Natrona had a stand after allowing a similar drive by Cheyenne East, similar to what we just saw from South. Got a big play on first down and ended up scoring. All right, passes out. That's going to be 89. Chase Weishart, and they're going to wind him inbounds. Wasn't sure if he got out of bounds, but clearly the official thought he didn't. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 3, 7-yard gain. 2 receivers to each side for Talbert. Steps back. It's going to be a quick pass out here to Cooper Quigg, and it's over his head. Ball was a little high. That brings up 3rd down. 23.8 seconds left. Second quarter, Mustangs lead 34-6. Wouldn't be surprised to see a run with Wallace here. He could pick up the 3 yards in a hurry, especially with the front for South spread out. A first down does stop the clock, and then Natrona can take a timeout if they want to. Trying to get a new ball in there. I'm not sure why that is. I have a few sprinkles tonight, but nothing major. All right, Talbert, he drops back. He's going deep. He's got Quigg. Oh, boy. Coop takes one more step there. He easily comes down with that ball. He can catch almost anything you throw at him. That was a good ball, too. Harrison put that one out there. A nice, easy 35, 40-yard throw. And it looks like the Mustangs are going to punt it. Yep. They might even take the penalty here. So 17.6 seconds left in the second quarter. And South might get a chance to take a couple shots before we get to halftime. Caden Wilcox, the sophomore, is back. And his first punt is right up the middle. Fields it at his own 45-yard line. And Cummings is going to return it just inside the Mustang 40. So about a 30-yard punt from Wilcox. Gives South the ball with just 9 seconds left in the second quarter. So 2 receivers to each side. No tight ends this time. Wings to each side of Hughes. And Hughes is going to drop back to pass. Quick pressure up the middle, and he is not going anywhere. Goodness. I'm not sure who you can give the sack to. There are 4 guys in there at the same time. We're going to go ahead and give it to Phoenix Wilson. And that play will end the first half of 2019. So a pick 6 and 4 touchdown runs for the Mustangs push their point total up to 34. And they lead at halftime over the Cheyenne South Bison 34-6. Mustang Fighting Let's try that again. The Fighting Mustang Marching Band. Jeez. A little rusty, Zach. They're going to be presenting their first show of the season. Not going to give it away, but I think you're going to recognize the tunes tonight. So we'll let you hear the tunes from the band, and then we'll get you some scoring updates from around Wyoming. And see if we can get some more information on the results from our various sports teams. I'm trying to find volleyball scores and tennis scores and all that. Get you up to date on what's happening at Natrona County High School. Our theme this year is We Are Natrona, established in 1896. Really excited for the 2019 school year. Looks like we got Iron Man, Captain America, and Thanos. Might have a little scrap out there. Alrighty. So that's enough of me. Here is the Fighting Mustang Marching Band.
That looks like Thanos. And he has the gauntlet. And he has all the Infinity Stones. And he snapped his fingers, erasing half of all humanity. But have no fear. Captain America and Iron Man are here to save the day and return all of humanity to normal. Now Next we have drum major. Drum majors. Anna Zettel, Jack Robitaille, and Gavin Barrera. Is the band ready? Here to perform the Avengers theme, please welcome the NTHS Fighting Mustang Marching Band. The last surviving member of a tree-like alien race, Groot is perhaps one of the most unusual beings in all the cosmos. Though calm and quiet, he's known to unleash his tremendous strength on any enemy foolish enough to threaten his allies, particularly his longtime partner in crime, Rocket. Though he can only vocalize using the phrase, "I am Groot," the gentle giant's friends are nevertheless able to understand his exact meaning through his subtle inflections. In the beginning of the Marvel movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, Groot shows off his moves to the following music by the group Blue Suede. Here to perform their version of Hooked on a Feeling, please welcome the NTHS Fighting Mustang Marching Band. Please stand and join the NCHS Fighting Mustang Marching Band as they perform the school song. We hope you've enjoyed this halftime performance, and thank you for supporting music and the arts in Natrona County Schools. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Natrona County High School dance team, better known as NCTV. The dance team is under the direction of Coach A.J. Campbell, Assistant Coach Leo Witzakwa, Team Captain Megan Dean, and Co-Captain Eliza Walters. The dance team is performing to Sucker, a brand new song by the Jonas Brothers.
Get back here, son. I'm
Mustang family, as you know, we are passing around a collection bucket this evening to accept donations for Ethen Asher. As you may know, he suffered serious injuries in a vehicle crash Tuesday morning. Ethen is the quarterback for the Panthers at Paula High School, where he is also a senior. Paula High School also wears orange and black, just like our Mustangs. Ethen is currently in a medically induced coma in Billings, where he had emergency surgery to repair a tear in his aorta. His mother Tiffany said in a Facebook post that Ethen severed his spinal cord and has brain trauma. Thank you, Mustang fans, for your support.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Natrona County High School. The halftime show is complete. The marching band with its Avengers theme was pretty rad. To see the, oh, what's that? What glove is that? Thanos' glove. What is that?
Oh, what is that called?
You got to help me out, Zach. I'm an old guy. Royce would know, my son. He knows all that stuff. He's so good. And the glove of power. Whatever. It was cool. Well, they sounded really good. There are a lot of people here tonight. I had trouble even getting a hot dog real quick there. So it is a great crowd we're not even in school yet. So that's pretty cool to see. I'm not sure if you heard that announcement at the end of the festivities there, but I just want to remind you once again, if you go to our YouTube page and look down in the description at the bottom of the page there, you'll see the Ethen Asher Benevolence Fund. It is for Ethen Asher. He's a senior at Powell High School up in just east of Cody. Ethen was supposed to be the starting quarterback for the Panthers this year. And on Tuesday morning, he was driving to school and was involved in a single car wreck that has left him in a coma up in Billings, Montana. Just a terrible situation, and our booster club is aware of that situation, and we share colors, and as I mentioned before, we share a kindred spirit, and we're in Wyoming, and we're trying to help that family out, and Lord knows they have enough to deal with right now, so trying to get any funds for them that we can secure will certainly go a long way to hopefully ease a little bit of their burden. I know they're passing around a collection plate here at the stadium, and I've seen plenty of people donating, so thank you for donations. Please go online to clovergive.com, and you will see a place to give to the Ethen Asher Benevolence Fund. You'll just have to choose the fund, and any amount will help and support the people of the community of Powell. And I know personally that they will appreciate that a great deal. So thank you for that. All right, so we'll do a quick recap of scoring here in the first half at Cheney Alumni Field. And we'll get you ready for the second half, where the Mustangs will be kicking off to the South Bison. All right, didn't take long. 2 plays into the 2019 season, Dante Wallace with a 1-yard touchdown run after a huge play on first down. The old backside post on a bootleg by Harrison Talbert to Cooper Quigg. Quigg almost scored on his own. Big play over a 60-yard gain. Turns into a 1-yard touchdown by Wallace. The PAT by Ryan Sorensen was good, making it 7-0, only 31 seconds into the 2019 season. Dante Wallace had his second touchdown with 6 minutes 29 seconds left in the first quarter on a 3-yard run after another big play that he had a big run on. And 4 plays into the season, the Mustangs are up 14-0 after the Sorensen PAT. After a couple big runs by quarterback Braden Hughes, senior Jaden Cummings took an 8-yard toss in on the right side to put South on the board for the first time this season. And the swinging gate play ended in a no-good PAT for the Bison and a 14-6 score at the end of one quarter. The Bison scored with 1:59 left in the first. And then in back-to-back possessions, Talbot has a 3-yard touchdown run to begin the second quarter. That with 10:54 to go in quarter number 2. And 52 seconds later, senior Wilson Jackson picked off Hughes, a Hughes pass at the 35-yard line, and ran it all the way back for a touchdown, making the score 28-6 after the Sorensen PAT. Completing the scoring in the first half was Braxton Bundy. His first touchdown as a Mustang at the varsity level, a 3-yard run. Nice jump cut back up the middle, and the PAT was missed, but it pushed the lead to 34-6, and that is how the first half ended. I don't have individual statistics. I'll see if I can round some of those up before the game is over. But for the big statistic that matters, the Mustangs lead at the half, 34-6 over the South Bison. Scores from around 4A. Cheyenne East now leads Campbell County 41-0. That game in the third quarter, that game is probably going to go to the mercy rule here shortly. Central, the Indians taking on Thunder Basin in Gillette. The Bolts lead 30-0. Rock Springs, it's a final. They lose to the Sheridan Broncs 23-7 in a game that probably is closer than people thought it would be. And finally, in Laramie, after trailing early, the Plainsmen have come back to take a 30-15 lead over Kelly Walsh. That game is in the fourth quarter. So there are your 4A scores. I'll try to get you some smaller classification scores here. But now we have the second half. So a deep kick goes to right. He's going to take it off to the right side. Good tackle made. Got to get a number, looks like 42. Got to learn a bunch of new numbers. That's Caden Spurgeon. I'm not sure if this is his first or second year. I don't know if he played. I think he played last year. So Caden's a junior. He's a golfer his freshman year, if I remember correctly. Caden's a 5'9", 155-pound junior. So good tackle by Spurgeon. Puts South on their own 28 to start quarter number 3. Hughes, one receiver to the left. Going to roll left. He's got the ball. He's going to throw it underneath. That's number 9. Good hustle and pursuit by Wallace. The catch made by Johansson to the left-hand side is going to result in about a 3-yard play. So South has already thrown the ball more times tonight than I think I've seen them in an entire season. That might be a little facetious, but they don't throw it a lot. And I think they've thrown it 5 or 6 times tonight. Brings up a 3rd down and 6. Ball just over the Bison 32. Palomo, Jackson, and Quigg in the defensive secondary. They're up within about 5 yards of the ball. Wilsk is about 10. Motion by right. Flag. It's going to be a delay of game. And again, the quick start. Once the ball's set, that clock rolls at 40 seconds. That'll cost the Bison 5. The down marker on the far side of the field says 2nd down. I thought it was 3rd, but at any rate, it says 2nd and 11. Ball is given up the middle and goes nowhere. The Mustangs say that they actually have the ball. Tough to tell at this point. The officials aren't having it. Third down. All right, so third down. No gain on the play. Just over 10 yards to go. Ball just inside of the South 28 now. South might have to take a timeout here. Yep, they're having trouble getting their subs in. I know 40 seconds seems like a lot of time, but when it's from when the ball's set, it goes really, really quick. It's going to be an adjustment for everybody. All right, so just about 2 minutes into the third quarter here at Cheney Alumni Field. Thank you for joining us tonight. Mr. Madzi and his awesome television kids here once again to bring you the shots and the sounds on a beautiful August evening in Wyoming. Try to go back through the scores here. Again, Rollins defeated Lyman 33-2. Trying to get smaller scores. It's really tough to get small school scores now. No change on the scores. Let me refresh the page. While we'll do that, we'll get back to the defense for Natrona. So third and just over 10. Looks like inside pressure from the Mustangs. Hughes is going to try to get it off. Oh, he puts the ball on the ground. It's fumbled. He recovers it, but there was nothing doing. Hansen tried to take the fake, and Hughes is doing a good job of meshing. They call that a mesh with the quarterback and the running back. You want to hold that ball in the gut of your running back as long as you can to get a good read, but Hansen got hit really hard and put the ball on the ground when Hughes tried to pull that back out. So, gain of 1.5 on the play. Puts South on their own 30. Last time, Hughes ran it to the side and tried to fake it and ended up just a yard short. And another substitution penalty tonight. So that's 2 on South and 1 on Natrona. Very common penalty first game of the season. Kids are excited. Trying to figure out which team's out, what's going on. Especially special teams. Those transition plays are tough. All right, so loss of 5. Takes it back to the 25. Hughes with the snap. It's low. He bobbles the snap. Now he's going to pick it up and try to get upfield. He makes a nice move at the 25. And he's going to be tackled up high around the 33-yard line. Goodness, he's quick, and you can't see him. So, Hughes had a shot there. If he wouldn't have bobbled the snap, he probably would have punted it. But, again, Natrona starts with the ball on the south side of the field. 1st and 10 Mustangs on the right hash at the South 34. Talked to Brady Oltmans from the Tribune, and he can't find any volleyball scores either, so I don't feel that bad. I'm working on it. We're going to try. We'll see if we can get some cross-country results from this afternoon up on Casper Mountain. All right, Talbert brings the receiver in motion. 14 there. Oh, rolls to his left. Talbert's got wide open. It's Genatone, and he's going to run up the middle. Runs over a defender, and a touchdown for the sophomore. Talbert to Genatone on the 34-yard touchdown pass. Well, good for Vincent. 9:11 to go, third quarter. His dad's one of the coaches on staff. Dad's got to be proud of that one. That was a great run. Great catch, wide open. Talbert did a good job of keeping that play alive. The tight end on the drag route underneath is wide open. Genatone runs over a defender at about the 15-yard line and punches it in for 6. The PAT by Sorensen is good. And now the Mustangs lead 41-6. fairly comfortable in saying it's been a long time since Natrona has had a quarterback that can throw the ball the way Harrison does. I know the coaches were excited about it. We saw glimpses of it last year as just a sophomore. But if he can continue to make plays like that, the Mustangs are absolutely a dual threat with Wallace and Talbot running it. But boy, he can chuck it too. That was a great throw. Running to his left, hits the tight end for the touchdown. 41-6. And as we mentioned in the pregame, this is kind of following the trend of games in the past, just where South has just not been able to keep pace. I want to say hi to Maddox Anderson. If he's still awake, he should probably be getting to bed soon, but Dad's also on the coaching staff and unable to be here tonight, but they're supporting their Mustangs where they're at, so I wanted to say hi to Maddox. I saw he was watching earlier tonight. All right, good kickoff by Ben. Hoppins again gets it to right, and another good tackle about the 25-yard line. I'll have to see who that is again. Again, Caden Spurgeon. Great tackle by the sophomore. Good hustle. Jesse Rabin on the tackle as well. So about we'll call it a little over a 10-yard return by Makari Wright. Gives out the ball on their own 26. Hughes back at quarterback. Motion. Fakes it. He's going to roll to his left. Cutting back to the other side. Oh, tackle could have been made there real quick, but it didn't happen. Genitone looks like he's going to drag Hughes down. Maybe a gain of 1 for Hughes. Good effort there by Alex Hayworth. The junior had him in his sights. Hughes spun away. It ends up in a 1-yard gain. Easily could have been a sack. Good pressure from the Mustang front. Got some substitutions in the secondary for Natrona. Looks like Owen Horning at left corner. I believe that's 21. I can't quite get a number for the safety. Yep, that's Roman Overstreet, the sophomore. Well, he's got some serious potential, ladies and gentlemen. Give up the middle by Hughes is going nowhere. I think the front 4 and inside 2 for the Mustangs has that inside run figured out. It takes a while sometimes. But a great job again on the inside. That's big old Sam Jeffrey and Alex Hayworth. Right corner's Jathan Wilson. Number 15, he's a 6 foot, 147-pound senior. Gain of 2 on the last play brings up 3rd and 7. Tight end left for Hughes. Motion by Wright. And jumbled up in the backfield, and he is going nowhere on the counter. Now that might look like just a great hustle play by the outside backers for the Mustangs, but that all happens with penetration by the defensive line. There was nowhere for the linemen of South to pull, and that's the key to that play. They blew that up before Wright even had the ball. Great job up front by the Mustangs. Again, all brand new starters on the front line for both the Mustang offensive and defensive line tonight. Now, film might reveal otherwise, but from our perspective up here, they've done a fantastic job so far this evening. All right, Hughes back to punt. Snap is good. He doesn't roll out, and this punt is going to go to Cooper Quaid. Cooper bobbles a little bit, but he's going to go up the sideline. Great block up front by Wills Jackson, and he steps out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. After the short bobble, Coop got upfield quickly. Got an injured Bison player down at the 22-yard line. Give us some time to review scores real quick. East still leads Campbell County 41-0, that game in the third. Thunderbolts, and it's a final in Gillette. Bolts 44, Central Indians 0. Not too big of a surprise there. The Bronx, as I mentioned, of Sheridan defeated Rock Springs 23-7. And fourth quarter score is still 30-15. Laramie, the Plainsmen, over the Kelly Walsh Trojans. All right, we've got some cross-country results here. Let's see if I can read these correctly. All right. So the injured player for South was Aaron Jones-Williams. He's a junior. No official stats, but it looks like he's going to be able to walk off on his own power. So the varsity race, the Mustangs today took fourth place, scoring 93 points as a team. Cross country is just like golf. You want a low score. Sheridan won the meet with 39 points. That's pretty impressive. Girls varsity, Sydney Thorvaldson, the phenom runner from Rollins, she wins it for the third time in a row. She's a junior, but the Phillies start the year with a win as a team. Phillies placing third and fourth. Looks like Maddie Willis and Haley Wilhelm for the Phillies. So we go back to action here. 1st and 10. Mustangs on the South 32. After the good return by Cooper Quigg. Wallace picks up 10 right there. That's going to be an automatic first down. Two receivers each side for Talbert. He's going to drop back. Quick pass. That is out to a new student at Natrona. That's Chase Weishart. Believe he moved in here to Casper from, I want to say from Texas. But I know he's impressed the coaching staff in a short time. 5-yard gain from on the pass from Talbert to Weishart. Gives NC the ball on the South 27. 3 receivers left for Harrison. 6:08 and counting. Harrison's going to roll left. He's got a man wide open in the corner of the end zone, and it is a touchdown. Great throw again. Rolling to his left. Million Allison with his first touchdown at the varsity level. Talbert with the dart from the 23-yard line. That's his second touchdown pass of the night, 3rd overall. And that's going to push the lead up to maybe 48. Got to check out Sorensen here. Returning PAT guy from the state championship team last year. Quigg gets the hold down, and Sorensen's kick is good. So I'm going to say it was a 23-yard pass. I believe that's right. The reception by Allison makes it 48-6 with 6:02 remaining in the third quarter. Boy, is it tough to throw rolling to your left like that. And you could see Allison was open. That's the old smash route. Outside receiver runs a hitch. The inside receiver runs to the corner there. And a great route by Allison, and Talbert put it right where only his guy could get it. Beautiful pass by Harrison. Good protection up front. Great job by the running backs. I know Wallace was out for that play. It might have been Bundy in the backfield. He came up and secured that edge for Harrison to be able to make that throw. Again, film tomorrow morning might have a different story, but as of right now, the front for the Mustangs is looking really good. They're doing a nice job. They're doing what they should be doing. Nice to get those first game jitters out of the way and start playing fast and hard. All right, Ben Hoppins kicks it off again for the Mustangs. Nice high kick, pushes the returner all the way back to his own 8. Might be a little seam up the left side for right, and he's got it out to the South 36-yard line. Just a quick return by the Bison there. Puts the Mustang defense back out on the field. Wilcox, the sophomore, makes the tackle on the return. All right, again, some more substitutions. We'll try to get numbers and names for you. Looks like Carl Williams is in at inside backer. He's number 6. He's a 5'9", 181-pound senior. Genatone's still in at that outside backer position. He's the quarterback for South. He's going to drop back to pass, and he gets absolutely drilled. I believe that's Miller, the outside backer. Goodness gracious. Great call on the blitz timing by Coach Fitchie. Hughes didn't have a chance. The hit and fumble recovered by Hughes, but that puts him all the way back at the South 27. Whew, that was a big-time hit. Nice job by David Miller. All right. Looks like Haynes True, Carter Skalski, Blake Burkle, possibly Coulter Helm in on defense. Inside run by South's going to get a first down. So after the big-time sack, there's a penalty on the backside. But the 11-yard loss on first down turns into a 24-yard gain on second down. We'll see what the flag is. Usually that's holding. But a nice run by Alex Soto. He's the best statistical running back returning for the Bison. So we'll see what the official has to say here. Still no word. I haven't seen a signal. Okay, here we go. Well, I'd like to say I have never heard of that. I don't think I'm in the minority of that. Defensive clipping. Wow. That would have to be an intentional effort by a defensive player to hit an offensive player who is attempting to block and hitting him below the waist. Regardless, it's a 15-yard add-on penalty. Ooh, false start there. That puts the ball on the Natrona 34. Obviously, that false start's going to put it back to the Natrona 39. So, 1st and 15 now. Hughes under center. Soto behind him. Right. Motions out. The give is to Soto up the middle. Soto's big. He's 5'11", almost 180. That's enough to do some damage. I did guess right. That was Blake Burkle. All right. A lot of substitutes in for the Mustangs now. That's good. Get them in early in the game. Looks like more defensive back substitutions. Million Allison at corner. Robert Douglas down here at the left corner. Caden Wilcox, a sophomore, 5'9", 153 pounds, 10th grader. It looks like he's going to have to come up and make a tackle here, and he does so. See what the spot is. It's going to be just a yard short of the line of gain. So 3rd and 1 for the Bison. 3:27 and counting, third quarter. Cade's an excellent wrestler. Handling the punting duties for the Mustangs tonight. Third and 1. Inside give is to Soto. And he's going to not only get 1, he's going to get 20 more. Goodness, nice run by Soto up the middle. The 20-yard gain gives South a 1st and goal on the NC5. You don't want to give up points, but it's also important to get these guys some experience, especially in the first game of the season. Give them a chance to have our own goal line stand. All right, Soto back behind Hughes. Well, it was all kinds of messed up on the snap there. I'm not sure what happened. Probably offsides on Natrona, to be honest with you. Yep, it's going to be encroachment. So that's half the distance to the goal. So, 1st and goal. Here we go again. There's right. He's off the right-hand side, and he is in. Touchdown. So, South scores its 2nd touchdown of the evening. I am going to check this. I am unsure if South has ever scored twice in a game against Natrona. I'm not kidding, Zach. It's the truth. I'm going to look it up. So Macari Wright with the 2.5-yard touchdown run puts South on the board again in the second half here with 2:18 to go. They're going for the 2-point conversion. They're just going to line it up normal this time. No swinging gate. Hughes with Hanson behind him. Delay of game. Oh, it's a killer. Let's see if we can pull that up. So the 5-yard penalty puts the ball back on the, should be on the 8-yard line. Hughes puts right in motion. Rolls out to his right. Looking to pass. He's still got time. Looking in the back of the end zone. He's hit by Genitone. Boy, Vincent has been all over the field tonight on defense and scored a touchdown for the Mustangs. I don't think he has any jitters as a sophomore. I think he's doing all right. All right, I am going to find that out. You're going to see. Just after 9 o'clock here in Casper. 2:18 left. Third quarter. Mustangs lead 48-12 in their season opener against Cheyenne South. All right, I'm looking this up here. Yes, okay, so this is the first time. Zach, I was telling you, buddy. I was telling you. I know you believe me. It's a crazy thought, but it's true. This is the first time South has scored twice in a game against Natrona. And the staff knew that we call it having some dudes. They had some dudes. They have some guys that can run a little bit and play. Hughes is playing outstanding at quarterback tonight. I don't think that he was projected to be the starter based on the information I had from the staff. So South has to be excited about that. Great leadership from the sophomore tonight has South in a position. They're certainly not. Doesn't look like they're going to win the game, but they're playing better than they ever have. So 48-12 now, 2:18, third quarter. Reynolds with his third kickoff of the night. Reynolds is a sophomore as well. Wilsk, Jackson, and Palomo back deep to return the kick. And Palomo somehow corrals that ball. I'm not sure how he did that. And he's got a seam again. He had a good return last time, and he breaks it off again. And he's got room to run. He's got one man to beat. The 10-5 touchdown Mustangs. It looked like Palomo hacky-sacked that thing to himself. Went off of his foot at the 20, right up into his hand. Great job blocking up front. It was the same return as last time, a middle return. And the senior comes back from a devastating injury from last year and houses it to push the lead up to 54-12. Oh, good for him. I think Zach's doing replays. I couldn't see it. If he runs that thing back again, I'm not kidding. That ball went off his foot. It went right up into his hands. I don't know how he did it. Great effort by Palomo. Awesome blocking up front, obviously. Sorensen on to attempt the PAT. Wasn't sure what the referee said there, but at any rate, 2:03 left in the third quarter. Sorensen's PAT is up and good. And that will push the Mustang lead up to 55-12. So officially, an 82-yard kickoff return for touchdown. All right, so you know how you win football games. Obviously, you score more points, Zach. You score more points. But, okay. But when you can score on offense, you score on defense, and you score on special teams, I don't know what the stat is. I'll get some stats on that. You're going to win, Zach. That's what happens. Yes, sir. That's right. You're going to win twice tonight. All right, so 82-yard kickoff return for the touchdown. PAT good by Sorensen. 55-12. Wow, that was awesome. And Palomo hit another gear at about the 20 or 15-yard line, and it was gone. And he outran Cummings, he can motor. All right, Ben Hoppins kicks it down to the 6 again. We had a good return from right last time, and he's got another return. Look at him go again. Out to the 38. Just trading kickoff returns. Well, that's going to happen. You have one kickoff to start the game, and then the Mustangs have scored 55 points. That's going to get you a few more returns. All right, so again, defensive substitutions for the Mustangs. We'll try to get you names and numbers as best we can. Roman Overstreet back in at safety, looks like. Jesse Rabe, the junior, in at backer. He's an inside backer. Owen Horning here at left corner. Pressure off the backside from David Miller. Oh, and he makes the play. He and 80, it looks like 88. A lot of new names and numbers to learn this year, folks. Cooper Hack, 6'2", 196-pound senior. I think Cooper's a senior. Yes, he's a senior. Playing a little D end, it looks like, over there on the right side. All right, Hughes still at quarterback. He's had a nice night for South. Receivers each side. Cummings in motion. Inside handoff goes to Soto. Nothing doing. Good midline pursuit by Blake Burkle. And Carter Skalski. Skalski getting some varsity time as a sophomore. He's solid. Carter's 5'11", 202. A lot of new faces out there tonight for Natrona, but it's looking like a similar result. Just the formations. Hughes has 2 seconds. One gets the snap off. Good job. Pitches to Cummings. And Cummings is going to end up just short. It was a 5-yard gain on 3rd and 6. Carl Williams, the senior, in on the play. He's playing some middle backer. And that's going to end the quarter. So 3 quarters down in the 2019 season. We got one more to go. Your Natrona County Mustangs lead 55-12. Trying to find some tennis results from today, but I don't think they're updated. Nope, no scores yet for today. Let's see what else we can find. We'll check for some finals. I don't think the East Campbell County score is updated. That game's in the 3rd quarter still. Oh, man, this Laramie score is ridiculous. All right, so apparently they're losing and giving up points. I don't know what's going on. The final from Laramie, 24-17. The Plainsmen defeat the Trojans in the first game of the season, and we've already had the finals from Thunder Basin and Sheridan. The Bronx and the Bolts both with a victory in their first game of the season. So, as is expected, the Big Four of 4A, all with big wins tonight. So we begin the 4th quarter at the South 49. Hughes still in at quarterback. 4th and 1. Motion by Cummings. Inside handoff is given to Soto. Nope, not Soto. Hughes was drugged down. He wouldn't have had it if the play would have stood. But there is a flag on the play. It's probably going to be false start on the Bison. And it is. As I mentioned, the Mustangs and Philly golf teams participated in a tournament yesterday. Mustangs placing first as a team, and the Phillies taking second. I am still efforting volleyball scores. This is ridiculous. What's going on in Cheyenne? All right, 4th and 6. Hughes. Oh, there's another false start. That was going to be a pass. And that will earn you a hat throw. I just saw a hat throw on that far sideline. That is frustrating. Now, instead of lining up for offense, Hughes is going to drop back and punt. NC Golf was at Rock Springs. That's where they were. Boys took first. looks like Caden Burke-Nolly won first place. Oh, was second, excuse me. All right, Hughes with the punt. That's going to bounce at the 37, and they're just going to let it roll. That's a good move there by Cooper and Palomo. On the girls' side, the Phillies took second as a team. Sophie Spiva was second overall individual, and Cammie Langley tied for third. So good work for the Phillies. So we will keep looking at those scores. Still have a really solid crowd here. Again, I'm really impressed with the student section with school not even starting. We start back up on Tuesday after the holiday weekend. All right. Ryan Sorensen in at quarterback, and he's going to hand it off the middle. That is number 22. Goodness gracious, that is Braxton Bundy, and there he goes. He's got great speed and strength. The junior ball is at the 25-yard line. He's going to snap off a 45-yard run to the south 30. Good speed and strength there by the junior. Again, quite a few subs for the offense. Although we do have Quigg and Allison out here on the right. Looks like inside handoff. That's going to go to Sorensen. Sorensen off the left side. He's at the 15, 10-5, touchdown. Rhino. The 5'10", 128-pound senior takes the quarterback counter off the left side. The Mustangs haven't run that play yet tonight. And the senior houses it from 30. That's going to put the Mustangs over the 60-point mark. Not even a minute into the fourth. Oh. All right. So 11:04 left. Fourth quarter, and Sorensen's up, and it's blocked. Play is dead in high school. So the score will remain 61-12. All right, Zach, I'm going to do it again. I think the Mustangs have scored 65 in a game against South. Oh, 69. High score is 69. 69-8 was the score in 2012. So Sorensen, after the big run by Bundy, takes the counter from 30 yards out. PAT blocked. Solid 50-50 winnings tonight for whoever won that. I'm going to mention it one more time. The Natrona County Booster Club is putting forth a strong effort tonight to raise money for Ethen Asher, a student at Powell High School. He was supposed to be the starting quarterback for the Panthers this year, and unfortunately was in a single car accident on Tuesday morning on his way into school and has had some serious medical issues. The Booster Club for NCHS trying to raise money and awareness for his family up in Powell. They're up at the hospital in Billings. So any donations are greatly appreciated. If you look at the description part of our page, you can find information on how to donate to Ethen Asher. Thanks you for your support of him. All right, Ben Hoppins, he's going to put that back at the 8-yard line. Here we go with Wright again. He's had 2 or 3 good returns off to the right, but not this time. He's going to be tackled, well, just past the 32, I guess. He was met a little bit earlier that time, but still a good return by right. So South still have Hughes in. They're gonna run their stuff. Trying to see if they can iron some things out. Again, the scoreboard's not going to show it, but a pretty good showing tonight for South. In all honesty, they're gonna have a better season, I think, than they've had in years past. They've got some guys. All right, Wright's on the motion. It looks like it's going to go to Soto up the middle on the little trap play. Solid moving up front by the O-line there from South's going to give about 4.5-yard gain for the Bison out to the 30, just over the 36-yard line. Second down and 6. Soto, Hughes, Cummings, and Wright in the backfield. No tight end for the Bison. Wright motions to his left. Inside trap is going to go to Cummings, and there he goes. He's off the right side. He's got awesome speed. Cuts it back at the 47 end of Natrona. Good tackle made in the open field. I think that was Robert Douglas. And, nope, I'm wrong. That is Landon Roberts, the 5'7", 136-pound junior. Nice tackle by Landon, another wrestler. So the big gain there of about 17 yards gives the Bison a first down at the Natrona 45. 8:53 and counting. Fourth quarter. Hughes fakes the handoff out to the left side of Soto and takes up himself. That was a play he had some big-time yardage on in the second quarter earlier tonight. It's going to be a gain of 4. Bundy in on the tackle for NC. Score is 61-12. Natrona coming off a state championship season, looking good to start the season in 19. Hughes back to pass, quick pass over the middle. Ball is tipped and intercepted. I believe it's Caden Wilcox, the sophomore. Oh, he's got to look back on the back, and he's going to get tackled at the 46. It is Caden. The old tip drill interception gets the Mustangs the ball back. Great play by the corner to get a hand on it. Ball goes up in the air and is intercepted by Wilcox. Return for about 17 yards. First and 10 Mustangs on their own 46. Second interception by the Mustang defense tonight.
So we had a winner come up and claim the $380 from the 50.
$380 on the 50-50. And all $358 is going to go to the Ethen Asher Fund. Not much to say there. Inside handoff from Sorensen to Bundy. He's going to maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on first down.
With the stop for the Bison.
So the no gain for Bundy brings up second down and 10. Sorensen, quarterback's got 2 receivers, one to the left, one to the right. Oh, makes a nice stutter move. at the line of scrimmage, cuts it back up, and a gain of 8 for Sorensen on the quarterback counter.
Ryan Sorensen, the ball carrier, brings it 32 for the Mustangs.
He's got moves like his dad. Old bud. That's awesome. Nice job blocking up front by the Mustang offensive line. All right. So the Mustangs are 2 receivers to each side, tight end to the left. Sorensen's going to snap it, and he's going to drop back to pass. Short, quick pass over the middle. That is caught by number 80, Raymond Dillon, the 6'1", 186-pound senior. Great pass by Sorensen. Catch of a gain of about 10, I believe. Even more than that, 15. Gives the Mustangs a first down. Approaching the 5-minute mark of the fourth quarter. NC leads 61-12. 3 receivers to the right for Sorensen. Pitch play out to Bundy. He's got some room. Great blocking up front. Cuts it back inside the 20-yard line, down at the 19. It's going to be a gain of 11 and a first down. Good blocking up front and good blocking on the edge by Avery Cox. I'm trying to see if that's 18 or 19. I think that's 18. That is Colby Kelly, 5'11", 149-pound junior. Sorensen. Inside handoff to Bundy. He bounces it outside. Does he have enough speed to get out there? Shakes off one tackle, takes on another one. That's a long run for a gain of 2, but a good job by Bundy to get the edge. Under 4 minutes now. Sorensen. Trips right. Drops back to pass. He's got the rollout. Moving to his right. Got a man in the corner again. If he hits it, it's a touchdown, and it is! Sorensen to Avery Cox on the 17-yard touchdown pass. Same play that they scored on earlier tonight. Great ball by Ryan. Sorensen to Cox. Avery's got speed to burn. That was a great route. 17-yard touchdown pass is going to put it to 68. Now, Zach, they can tie their highest score of all time if they make it. I know, right? That's the deal. Oh, and Sorensen gets the pass and the PAT. That's pressure. Oh, no, I can't do math. That's 68. What are you doing, Zach? You gotta help me. Jeez, buddy. All right. 68-12. We're almost done. Oh, man, all the smoke from the cannon just blew right up here. Can't breathe. Goodness. They're going to have to get some more shot for that thing. They've been firing it all night. 68 points for the Mustang offense tonight. Boy, they look good. You can already see it a little bit. They're going to be chucking the ball a little bit more than they have, and no reason not to. They've got the guys that can do it. So the 17-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Sorensen to Avery Cox pushes the lead to 68-12. 56-point lead means a running clock now. Wouldn't it have been before? I don't know. Shouldn't have been before. Oh well. Regardless, 3:30 to go. Great pass by Sorensen. All right, Ben Hoppins. He's getting plenty of work. As is Jakari Wright. Now he's not going to get this one. Great kick by Hoppins. Hey, it's a touchback. Nice low line drive kick. The kickoff team has to run all the way through the end zone. Every time. All right, we're getting some guys in there. Do the best I can to get names and numbers as we roll out. I see Nolan Valdez. I know he's been injured a little bit. He's down here at the corner position, right corner. I think it's number 19, Matt Barrett, the junior, at safety. He's a backup quarterback in for South, I think. Yes. South quarterback is now Tyler Bartall. He's a freshman. We got a timeout South. I think they were missing a few linemen there. Well, I think we recapped all the scores from 4A this evening. Try one more time to try to get some volleyball scores. I think that's the only thing that we've missed. Cooper Quigg out there with the water bottles for the fellas. You know, the coaches are pleased with his leadership so far this season. So Natrona with 3:08 left in the opening game of the 2019 season have a comfortable lead. Going to get plenty of guys in. 7, Rhett Bueller, junior at left corner. 88 or 89. Yeah, Cooper Hacken at defensive end. Mustangs playing without JT True tonight. Inside handoff, that's going to go to Adrian Reynolds, and he is tackled quickly on that right side. It looks like that was, is it 10 or 30? It looks like Kyler Henderson, a junior, playing outside linebacker. As I was mentioning, one of the returners for the Mustang, Jonathan True, JT, he's a 6'4", 211-pound senior and unable to play this evening. Hoping he can come back. Inside handoff goes to Reynolds again, and he's going nowhere. Nice job up front. I believe the tackle was made by Aaron Viescas, as I called him in class, Aaron. Getting in there and making a play. Good job, Aaron. So the gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 9 for South on their own 21. Minute 45 to go. Handoff goes off the right-hand side. Good tackle again. That was made by 26. That's going to be Zach Sutherland on the stop. Santana Trujillo, a freshman, on the run there. Joseph Lujan in getting some playing time. 4th and 4 for the Bison. Motion in the backfield and outside run, and it's going to be stopped just short of a first down. So the Mustang defense with all subs does a great job holding the Bison short of a first down. Oh, they gave him the first down. Goodness, he was short. He was short for sure. Jeez-o. Anyway, all right. I was giving him the stop. Anyway, About 30 seconds left, excuse me, in the season opener for Natrona County. Maybe one more play here from the Bison. Inside handoff. I believe it's Reynolds on the carry. And that is going to do it. And the cannon fires one more time tonight at Cheney Alumni Field as the Mustangs line it up for handshakes across the 50. And the 2019 season starts where they left off last year. A big win for NC as they win over Cheyenne South 68-12. In the almost had the record in the opening salvo of the 19 season. Oh. Players will come over and sing the school song with the band and the student section. Got to fire that up. Get a little more cannon smoke. Whew. I don't remember it that bad last year. Goodness gracious. Just choking. Oh, man. All right. We got a lot of scoring to recap, so I'm going to start it now. Okay, first quarter. 31 seconds into the season. Dante Wallace, after a massive pass and catch by Talbert to Cooper Quigg down to the 1 yard line, about a 60-yard pass. Wallace punches it in from a yard out. Picking up where he left off last season as the leading scorer, rushing, I don't want to say that. Leading the state in rushing touchdowns. There we go. He already had one right out the gate. 31 seconds into the season. PAT by Sorensen's good. 7-0 Natrona. Exactly 5 minutes later, Wallace on the fourth play of the season for the Mustangs punches in from 3 yards out. PAT by Sorensen is good again, and 14-0 for the good guys. Minute 59 left, first quarter. South answers with an 8-yard run by Jaden Cummings. Puts South on the board for the first time this season. PAT is no good, so we end the first quarter 14-6 Natrona. Harrison Talbert connected, well, actually didn't connect. He ran it in from 3 yards out with 10:54 left in the second quarter. That gave the Mustangs a 21-6 lead after the Sorensen PAT. 52 seconds later, Wilson Jackson picks off a Hughes pass, returns it 35 yards into the end zone. A great return pushes it up to 28-6. And then with 4:43, Braxton Bundy, his first varsity touchdown, a 3-yard scramble with a missed PAT, puts it up to 34-6 as we headed into halftime. About 3 minutes into the third quarter, Talbert started working through the air. He hits the sophomore, Vincent Genatone, with a 34-yard touchdown reception. Great run and catch by Genatone. Punched it in from 34 yards out. The PAT is good, 41-6. 3 minutes after that, Talbot hits Million Allison with a 23-yard touchdown reception. Rolling to his left, hits it in the corner, 48-6. Sorensen PAT. South answers with a 2-yard touchdown run from Makari Wright. The senior punches it in with 2:18 left in the third quarter to make it 48-12. But as soon as the ball left the tee, Isaac Palomo, the senior, catches it on his own 18-yard line and runs it 82 yards to the house. The PAT is good. The score goes to 55-12. That ends our third quarter scoring. 2 touchdowns in the fourth, both involving Ryan Sorensen. The senior quarterback had a 30-yard touchdown run off a counter play off to the left. PAT was blocked, making the score 61-12. And finally, with 3:30 left in the game, Ryan Sorensen hits Avery Cox on a 17-yard touchdown pass in the right-hand corner, heading into that beautiful south end zone with the scoreboard. PAT is good, 68-12, and that would be your final score. So for all the question marks that the coaching staff might have had about their guys and a lot of inexperience, they gained a lot tonight and came away with a win. That's what you call a win-win. Beautiful evening in Casper. I think everybody was healthy on both sides and a great start to the 2019 season. So for Mr. Madsy's NCTV class, Zach Nagy, Mr. Madsy himself, the admin and staff here at Natrona County High School, thank you for supporting us and the kids of NC. And we will be back next week when the Natrona County Mustangs host the Campbell County Camels. 7 p.m. next weekend. We'll see you then. Good night, everybody.